Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Road to National Master. This is game 23, and this is the final round of the tournament. So, hopefully, we can get a win here. Hopefully, we can do well. And I was really excited to play this game. I wanted to just get as good as a score as possible, and that was 2 out of 4. I was not happy with that. The first opponent was 1700, so I won rating, but not as much as I lost. I lost the next two games to an 1800 and 1900, so I lost a lot of rating, and it's a shame that I couldn't get any rating back because my last two opponents were unrated, but that's just how it goes sometimes. It doesn't make me any less motivated to play good chess, so this is exactly what I'm gonna do in this game, and hopefully you can score well. So, yeah, I was actually I noticed that this is the first time I'm ever recording a recap with the same shirt I played the game in. It's exactly the same shirt, except for the bloodstains. I cleaned those out. This was a pretty brutal game, and we'll see that now. So we start off with e4, and I have the black pieces here, and I reply with c5. So I played Sicilian, as you guys probably know by now. Knight f3, knight c6, and bishop b5. So you get a Rossolimo variation, and I'm not really super comfortable in these positions, but I know what I'm doing. I know my way around it, at least. So e6, I've had some difficulties recently with against c3, and I was quite scared of seeing c3 here, but luckily he doesn't play c3. He plays just the line I'm most familiar with, which is this bishop takes. So here right now I'm going to recapture with this pawn, and my idea is going to be playing the following plan: castles, knight e7, and then I'm going to go something along the lines of knight g6, e5, d6, bishop b7, castles, and I'm going to play for this f5 push and try and create a big kingside attack. So this is my plan: play really aggressively on this kingside, play for this f5 push, and get a good position. What ends up happening this game is I play this knight e7 move, which is very standard and typical, and you can continue with many different lines, but one of the lines which you cannot play is d4 here straight away. And the problem with d4 is basically that now I'm going to be able to play takes, and after knight recaptures, there's a very simple e5 push, and e5 looks really good. So this is what happens in the game. He has to retreat his knight somewhere, and he plays knight f3, which isn't the best. Better would be to play knight e2, and the idea of knight e2 is that, look at this, they're kind of mirroring each other here. This is all mirrored. But the idea is the exact same thing. This knight supports f5, and this knight will support f4, so this allows white some possibilities of playing f4 themselves, which looks like a good move, and I was calculating at this point. Yeah, but the problem with, again, knight e2, this is still very good for black. Black now play d5 and has great control of the center. If I were to play something like knight g6, then maybe something like c4 can come, and then yes, if I want to play with my bishop, this light square bishop, I'm gonna have to play a liberating move like d6 or something, and then this pawn can become a target because it is a backwards pawn, and it can't push up any further because these two pawns do a really good job of controlling this d5 square. So this would be difficult to deal with, and would be an improvement here to white's position. But he plays knight f3, and after knight f3, I mean, the only thing I can do here is continue with my plan. So knight g6 because the pawn on e5 was hanging, and bishop d2 by him. Yeah, bishop d2 was not a good move. And bishop d2 will become a real problem here, as we'll see in this game. Bishop d2, my nose is so itchy. So the idea of bishop d2 isn't clear. I didn't understand bishop d2, and if you think about it, you make moves in the opening to improve the placement of your pieces and make them more active. This actually does the opposite effect, because this bishop at least had a job of defending this b2 square. And now that you've played your bishop here, well, it's not really looking at anything on this diagonal. It's actually taken up the square which your knight might want to develop to, and it's also cut off your connection of the queen, so maybe you can't even pressure d6 all that well. Like, it doesn't make much sense to play this move. And besides that, you've only moved it one square, so yeah, not really clear what this move was. So I was really happy to see this, and I knew that I was bound to get a good position after this. So I just follow up with d6, the most natural move, because I want to castle and play my f5, and then queen e1. And queen e1 is just... I can't make sense of it for the life of me. And you may like, okay, maybe this has to do with some ideas of the Grand Prix where they play f4 and then they bring the queen to the king side and go for a big attack this way. But if you were playing f4 and you were playing for a big kingside attack, it would have made sense to play knight e2 way back on the, what was it, on the 8th move. It would have made sense to play this, because then you can play f4, but now you can't play f4, so really this queen doesn't do anything as well. It's not an improving move. It doesn't contribute in anything meaningful. I mean, okay, you do have this, but it's only going to help me develop in the end, so it's really not clear what he was going for at this point, which made me really suspect that, and he's unrated, so maybe he is more towards a beginner. So given the fact that this is the final round of the event and I need this win, I played just bishop a6 here, and the point of this also, this queen e1 move, is it completely traps this rook in the corner and it's basically lost. So I went for this bishop a6 move, but I was very strongly considering not even taking this. I was considering playing just bishop e7 and following through with my plan, and the engine agrees with this. The engine thinks it's good to just play, do your stuff like castles, knight c3, f5, and you've got a big attack, and this is even better than actually taking the rook, surprisingly. So this was a very strong consideration, but since, I mean, it's a must-win, and I can put my opponent in a tough position, I will do so, and I'll just cash in immediately. So bishop a6, yeah, he plays bishop a5 here, which again helps me develop. This wasn't a good move. Better would be to at least try for some tricks with c4, because now if I take this pawn, you've got this very sneaky move, queen c1, which I completely missed at the time. Queen c1, and if I take the rook, then something along the lines of this could happen, and this could be annoying. So yeah, this was a possibility for the game. Unfortunately, he doesn't find it. He plays bishop a5. Okay, queen d7, knight bd2, and then I take. Queen takes, bishop e7, rook e1, castles, and I'm just playing basic stuff. I'm just doing the most simplest thing I could do here, which is follow my game plan I had from move 3, you know? So g3, another weakening move, because this kind of creates a hook for me to play f5, f4, and open up the f-file. I can double up really quickly, and yeah, this pawn is kind of weak as well, so maybe I take this one as well. There are many ideas here in this position for me. And yeah, g3 was not it. I mean, you can't even play queen h3 to trade the queens off if you wanted. It's just a bit of a short-sighted move in my mind. No offense to my opponent for playing this move at all. So g3, and I just play f5. Because what else, right? And he takes surprisingly. Yes, it does open up your rook, but given the placement of your pieces, you are in no position to attack right now, and actually I am. So I play queen takes f5, and how do you deal with all of this? Your bishop is completely undefended on the side of the board. There's this c2 pawn just completely hanging, undefended. This is weak, this is weak, this is very strong, and I've got moves like e4 incoming. It's just a disaster here. Maybe even like d5 followed by e4, perhaps. So yeah, all of these ideas in the back of my sleeve. Knight h4 is a complete blunder, because now I can just take this, and I've opened up the file which his king is on, which is very, very unsound for him. And it's funny because he was playing very fast, and like instantly, maybe he just didn't want to play this round or something, but he was playing like every move instantly. I think he just lost his mind and went insane this round. And I actually have a moment of insanity as well. I just take this bishop and completely blunder it because I completely overlooked this queen c4 check. The simplest tactic I've ever fallen into, besides that rook hang. Don't watch that episode. It's the final episode of Regionals. Don't watch it. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, don't watch that because I play very poorly, and this is like at that level. Queen c4 check. Sure, I could play d5, but yeah. I mean, I've still got the advantage, but why do this? Why hurt yourself like this? So anyways, bishop, he misses it. He plays queen d3, which is a huge blunder. And I do think this guy was a beginner because all you had to do was see one square beyond it and then you're golden. But it's literally short-sighted. So, okay, queen d3, and this hangs the pawn, so I just take it. Queen f2 check. I was looking very hard for mate here. I just couldn't find it instantly. There wasn't an instant mate, so I had to take the rook. King h1, queen takes. King g2 because it's check. And then rook f2 check. King h3. And I say this game was a bloody game because this next move I play is absolutely brutal. It is brutal for him. I play rook af1. And the idea is that all of my pieces are in the attack now. There's not one single piece of mine on the queen side. And his bishop is completely stuck here. And I play rook f1 with this being a possibility and this being a possibility, but none of them are good. And if you play king takes h4, now, very simple checkmate sequence. Rook takes h2 check, king g4, queen h4 mate. This cuts this, and this cuts everything here. The king has no good square to go to, and this cuts this. The king has no squares to go. So yeah, I end up checkmating him this way, and it was the quickest game of the round. We played for about what was it, like 20 minutes or something, and okay, maybe a bit more because I spent more time. 20 to 30 minutes, let's say. And this was a classical game, mind you. So this was 1 hour 30 for each side with increment. So yeah, super quick game. I mean, that's it. It's a quick game today. And closing remarks. It is super important to develop your pieces harmoniously in a way where they make sense and they can communicate well with each other, because if you don't, this could happen to you. You could be the white side out of this and you could just get crushed instantly. Like, the importance of having harmonious pieces cannot be stressed enough. And if you don't, then that hurts your game plans, it hurts your development, it hurts a lot of aspects of your chess game. So yeah, try to keep that mind out for that. And about my next tournament, which will be the actual nationals, I'm super excited. It's going to be in a week. I have a week to train still from the day I'm posting this, which will be today. And I think I'm doing well, you know. I think I'm gonna score very well. I'm peaking on my online rating, so I'm happy about that. And I'm gonna go in with like very strong attacking chess and a good mentality. So hopefully I score well, and stay posted for that because it will be insane. I hope I've got your guys' support at this point. And let's do this. Let's get my title. I mean, this could be it. This could be it, and I could get it in less than 30 games. Wouldn't that be insane? So yeah, stay posted. And thanks for checking out this video. Really appreciate it. If you did enjoy, consider subscribing because it does help me, and I think it will help you guys a lot to improve at chess. So see you guys next time. Bye.